Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Rick out here at the NJP Ranch. It is the week number 7 in the Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019 multiplayer Surveyor beta testing, and we had a good time, a good session last night with this. So before we got into the formal testing part of it, we actually got cut loose on the route we were working on last week. And as you can see, somebody's actually running a train on the line that I made, that loops all the way back around and goes right under itself. The track under the bridge is actually connected to the track that the train is on right now, so he'll be looping around and coming through. And you see other shadows of other cameras that are moving around in there, so we're definitely in the multiplayer mode. I am in Surveyor mode, and the guy running the train is obviously in driver mode, and it seems to be working quite well at the moment. Generally, running trains on here is really not completely advised. It's kind of borked, but this was really borked. This was an area that needed some serious help because the train is going to be coming down this track, like it or not. And I see the blue guy standing there watching me, trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing over here. I have a feeling this might have been his area, and I think he's just kind of watching to see what it is I'm trying to accomplish here. And I just want to straighten out this track and get it ready to go, because there's a train coming up the line, and you'll see it shortly here. He's going to be on the very line that we're working on right now. It's a beauty of Surveyor, the multiplayer Surveyor and driver kind of combined. Is I'm working on a track right now, and whoops, that was a kind of a miscue there, but I got it basically straightened out. It looks kind of ugly there. I have to do a little bit more straightening. There we go. That looks much better. And look at this. Here comes the train. He's under the bridge right now. He's blowing his horn, letting us know that he's on his way. Yeah, he's barreling down the main line, and well, it's main line or whatever. He's on the line. We got an orphan turnout thing over here, but I don't think that's going to hurt anything. Ooh, I just barely made it. I barely got this done in time. I know he's blatting his horn at us here, but looks like we got it done. He's not derail. I have a feeling we would have had a real mess on our hands if I had not got in there and fixed that. So yeah, just in time. So having done that, now we got called into the formal testing area. So they wanted us to, what we're doing this week is doing multiple instances, or multiple not multiple servers, but we did call it servers sometimes. But we had 8 different routes to test on, and the idea here is to have 8 players in each route. We didn't quite have enough to have 8 in every single route, but we did have enough to load it up a little bit once in a while. So I just decided I'm going to start out with server number 1, route number 1, and popped in there, and that loaded up. This is actually in real time right now, so it loaded up very quickly for me. Didn't really do anything, and then I see Tony spawned right on top of me, because I didn't move up the spawn spot. There's only one spawn spot on here, and I was just sitting there, and Tony came in and spawned right on top. All right, off to server number 2, or route number 2, and we're going to give this a try and see how fast it loads. Oops, oh, I can't get in there just yet. There's 8 people already in that route, so I have to wait my turn for my turn to go in there. So once somebody leaves that route, then I'll be able to pop in there, and somebody else behind me will have to wait until somebody else leaves the route. So that's kind of the way that works. You get queued up, and then you sit and wait, and then all of a sudden, voila, there you are. I'm in route number 2, and it looks like Tony and I both spawned in at the same time, and 2 people must have left at the exact same time, because we both spawned in at the same instant there. So route number 2, and not really much to look at, just grid lands with a number on it, and that's really about it. And a couple players moving around, compasses chasing each other around a little bit, having a little fun there. You got to have a little bit of fun with the testing. So I wasn't sure at this point if we were supposed to do any building or anything like that, so really no building was going on at this point. Okay, we'll go on to route number 3. I think I did that. I don't know if I skipped any or not in editing here. I'm doing voiceover, obviously. And yeah, route number 3, that first blue route, that's the one from last week. So route number 3, it just momentarily popped up waiting in queue, and just that quickly I loaded up. And again, this is in real time. This is exactly as quickly as it loaded up. And the reason it's red, once again, is everything is kind of synchronizing. So not much to synchronize there, and oh boy, here we go playing tag again. So now I'm speeding things up as we go, because it's basically going to be the same thing over and over as we go to all the different routes on the server at the time. So really, I got into all of them without a whole lot of waiting. It was pretty quick. You know, once in a while there'd be 8 people on one. You'd have to sit and wait, and off to number 6, I believe. No, we're on number 5 now. So kind of get used to it. A little bit later on, we're going to look at what happened after we got cut loose to actually start building stuff. But right now, just like I said, we're just popping through all the various different routes on the server, or instances, if you will. And we got this one's pretty loaded up. We got a lot of people chasing each other around on this one. So it was number 5. Number 5 was pretty active, so had to check to see how many people were in there. Number 6, once again, I'm speeding this up. It's running about 4 times normal speed, and the rest of it's pretty much the same. So kind of passing through this. And now we finally got cut loose after about an hour of testing and loading up the server and breaking things, and we're given the go-ahead to build things, and boy did we build. This is on route number 1. This is the one I kind of chose to adopt as my, not my route, but it was the most active one. There was a whole lot of people in here working on it, and it was really starting to look pretty good. I decided to add on some baseboards. I don't think anybody else thought about that. It's like, yeah, we need a little bit more room to move around in here, so I put some baseboards in there. And as you can see, there's a bunch of us working on it. There's people moving around planting trees. I think I was the one planting the trees on this, and there's somebody else standing there watching, and somebody else laying tracks. And I was especially fond of those smokestacks coming out of the ground. It was kind of interesting. But now, kind of look at an overview of all the different routes that we had. After about an hour of free play here, this was number 1. This was the one that I was working on, pretty much. Number 2. Made some kind of interesting changes on that. I like the scenery in the background. That was kind of neat, the way they did that. And I like the moat that they put around the route number. That was pretty neat. I don't know if they knew that they were able to add baseboards or not. So number 3, that's at 5-meter baseboards instead of the usual 10. So kind of got some interesting results on that. 4, this one's got a really cool little diorama area over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to zoom in on just a little bit here. I really like this. Almost has an Approach Me vibe to it, almost. I'm not sure who built it, but it's pretty cool. Number 6, we got a train operating on here. This guy's actually, it's a string of locomotives, and Mika was here. Mika. Inside joke, and Mika can elaborate on this one if he wants to, but it was we were being a little snarky. Number 7 had a little issue here. That one, this is all you're going to get to see of it because I crashed the desktop on it. And it did that several times, so 7 was not usable. Number 8, guy's starting up his locomotive, getting ready to run this train around the figure 8. And really, that's a tour of all the various different servers or different routes on the server. So 8 different things going on, and these guys actually knew that they could add baseboards in too. So what I'm going to do now is sit back, relax, and just listen to the sights and sounds of Multiplayer Surveyor for a couple of minutes. All right, as you can see, we're having a pretty good success rate down here with the trains operating. And usually trains are kind of wonky in Multiplayer Surveyor. Haven't quite got that sorted out just yet, but working on it though. But this was a very productive session with, we broke a lot of things and had some laughs and had some good times and got a lot done. So Multiplayer Surveyor is definitely working. Week number 7 is in the books now, and we look forward to the next testing session. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you again real soon here on the NJP Network. And until we talk again, as always, whatever it is in life you do, keep on doing what it is you do.